Do I have a microphone? Yes, I do. A little loud. Let me turn that down a bit. Do I have a microphone? Yes, I do. I also have an echo now. Fuck. That's All right. This is one of those streams where I don't have any notes. Also, I'm very loud still. There we go. That should do it. So I was going to be talking as much as I can here on this. While I do this piece here. So overall, Motor City Furcon, pretty damn fun con. I got to sell a lot of my books, both The Furry Menace and even Skull Kid. You know, when Skull Kid wasn't like even being looked at by a lot of people, I was thinking, oh man, well maybe he's not as, maybe he really isn't that popular, and it's just like put him to bed and keep him there. But I kind of, I'm kind of inspired to do like a fourth one eventually. I even did a planned sticker of him down the road here. And, you know, in the middle of the con, this little meme event happened here recently, where some douchebag in a high school was talking about how he wants to be an accomplice to murder, also known as supporting ICE, in my opinion, allegedly. And this kid's like, I'm going to punch you in the face. And he's like, oh yeah, well you're going to get in trouble. He's like, okay. And then he punched him. Or I mean, he looked like he was about to punch him, and then he, you know, like the coward the kid is with the stupid sign, he backed off. But I'm sure he's going to get a podcast. He's going to be put under the limelight and talk about what a victim he is, while he's like, and how he's not allowed to say anything, while he's allowed to say everything. And yeah, you know, so brave, taking a stance in favor of the government. What a fucking cuck, huh? What a bootlicking little cuck. That's what we call a bootlicking cuck. I'm so brave. I'm in favor of the nation state. Yeah, I'm in favor of the nation state. I'm in support of those who are in charge. It would have been the same if he was up there being like, I'm in support of Obama and Obama's ICE. I'm in support of Obama and his Guantanamo Bay. Would have been the same fucking thing. He would have been a cuck. Cuck for the state. You know, anyone who sees that kid, just let him know he's a cuck for the state. Alright, we're going to smooth this out here. I don't know what font this is, so I'm just going to draw over it. Because fuck it. But yeah, we got there early, Thursday. A lot of my stickers sold. People really love the Birds with Legs stickers. I'm probably going to promote those a little bit on this channel here. I gotta work on finding time to make a website, which is probably never. We'll see. I'm definitely going to get ready for Anthro, Ohio. I gotta get registered for that probably this week. I'm not sure if I can just do it now. Probably tomorrow once I get my payout. I do need to catch up on some editing for Deep Fat Fried and Onion and Goat versus Fish. I am working for Top Dogs Podcast, but currently Top Dogs Podcast isn't paying me. It's all volunteer basis. So I'm saying after this one, though, after I do this next episode for them, I'm going to ask them to start paying me for editing work. You know, he's, Stream Archidad, he runs the Top Dogs Podcast. Again, he's running a business and everything, and like the channel isn't making money yet. But you know the saying, you got to spend money to make money. He's gonna have to start spending some money on me. I think I can prove myself more reliable than random volunteers to edit for your podcast. And when a small channel that's not even monetized, like Goat vs. Fish, is willing and able to pay me, well, at least willing to pay me. I haven't sent them an invoice yet. I can't imagine they won't pay me. I'm pretty confident they will. He's been sending me compliments and everything too about my work. But you know, if that guy who lives in LA, who's not making money off of his act that much outside of his show gigs and when he gets on Twitch, if that guy can pay me some money to do some editing work, I think Top Dogs Podcast, Stream Archidad with his his toy business and his strip joint. You can definitely throw some money my way. Write off on his taxes. Send him an invoice. Other than that, a lot of my Squigs Weasel stickers did good. The sacrifice one, the eggs. A lot of people like the horror theme, the Hellraiser stuff. All right, so, I guess what for your character here, shit. It's usually so. Obviously, his hands. We're gonna sketch this out first, because I'm not just gonna do a one-for-one draw over. That's just stupid and lazy. Pick a color that's more separate from the background here. So, because we're gonna do a bunch of Fursona versions of this. They're gonna have paws. The paws are gonna be a lot bigger. In fact, we're just gonna do ourselves a favor here and shape it out first, So, nose, muzzle, eye here, eye there, ears, hair, whatever. All right. And then we're gonna just have a card cut off, just like the meme. Do some furs there, do some fuzzies there, and whatever nose there is. I'm just gonna do basic dog for the YCH. And then, I'm definitely gonna label it any species. And we're gonna do two versions of this and see if any of them gets any hits. We're gonna do it's okay to be anti-fascism is okay, and we're gonna do this one as just okay. So right now we're just drawing it out, and I'm probably gonna, just for example's sake, I'm gonna draw one with Squeeze Weasel doing the thing. I guess I should include the backpack on there. Backpack's a nice touch. You know what? The fact that they're wearing a hoodie, we'll include the hoodie on there too. Yeah, we're not gonna indirectly fat shame either. We're just gonna. I don't know why that. Oh, I mean the other arm's big because it's in the front of the frame compared to the fist here in the back. So we're gonna modify that backpack a little bit, give it like one of those straps on the back to where it hangs up. In the center. There we go. And obviously, we're gonna extend that fist out a little bit. We're gonna make it slightly bigger. All right. All right. Yep. You draw that over there. And this is going to be a bunch of characters here too. We're not just going to do this YCH and my Fursona. No, I got a mind of a bunch of characters. I'm not going to say who they are yet till I do them. Can't have someone steal my idea who has more time on their hands than me, right? Alright, so dark blue here for the outlines. And I just wish, man, I wish I was like at a point where I could have like a proxy sell my stuff while I go film stuff and make highlights for the convention. That's always like a fun thing to do. I don't have much time to do that on top of being an artist alley. So like, when I thought I could have like a day of filming, which was Saturday, I'm like, it would be irresponsible for me to not see if I can be part of Artist Alley that day. And sure enough, not everything was full. So I just, it was a shoe-in to sign myself in. And I'll make this hoodie, this sleeve a little light, looser. And let's add some more detail to it, Yeah. And to keep away from any kind of like, what do you call that? Symmetry issues. I'm going to adjust this here. Make it so that's more off-center. In fact, he should be turned more to the left than the right. So let's fix that up a bit. Again, let's make it easier on ourselves here. Just erase this portion. I also got a sizable commission. A very goofy commission. I won't say what it is yet. I don't want to spoil it. I like the fact that it's goofy, but I'm also planning on making it in a very elaborate piece. I'll just say that. A very elaborate painting. Just like I did with one person who is in the process of well, I can't really say either. I don't want to spoil it for if his boyfriend might be watching. So just keep it under wraps. Hopefully the fact that it's hiding his commission in a trash bag doesn't like turn it into trash indirectly. That would suck. It would suck if I heard like, oh yeah, we accidentally threw it away. I'm like, that was a one of a kind. That was the original. I'm not gonna sell prints of that. I mean, unless you guys become famous somehow. Anyways, let's keep this theme going here. Alright, move that head up a little bit. We'll put it up here. That's the key about doing, you should be looking at the viewer. There we go. Key about being sketchy, it's just, you can mold it, shape it, any way you want it. And make adjustments as you see fit. There we go. See, now feel like you should be. Yeah, maybe it's the image that's throwing me off. Let me reach back here and see. Okay. Yeah, it's completely backwards. So just take that and flip it. Oop. So yes, I am excited that I'm going to write up a fourth Skull Kid comic. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. I know I had a planned script, and I had the comic all thumbnailed out and everything. I still have that. I just don't feel it right now. I feel like it's too similar to the second one. And you know what? Maybe it just needed to cook in the oven for 20 years. Almost 20 years. It's been about 17 years since I did the last one. Almost. Alright. So I think we got that. Let's do solidify these lines here now. It's going to be like that. Yeah, keep his mouth, his muzzle closed. Get that big, that little frown there. And fix this up here a little bit. Yeah. Goat versus fish. Already in a way, yeah. Yes, I am. And starting tomorrow, I'll be catching up on your stuff. And then, catching up on some deep fat fried I gotta do. We just got back a few hours ago from Detroit, Michigan. Made a killing selling a lot of birds with leg stickers. Also some fuck ice stickers. That was good. The dragon fucking an ice cube. Big hit. I'm surprised the Skull Kid comic did good. And now I just got inspired for my next little like meme sticker to make. I also got a sizable art commission to do. This guy's willing, he did. Paid me a decent amount to do a elaborate painting. I'll just say the theme has to be burger theme. I won't describe what it's going to be until I get close to doing it. But yeah, it's going to be burger theme. Appreciate you stopping by, Goat versus Fish. I am still Goat. Celebration for Goat. I'm definitely not on the fence. You take that fence and you burn that fence. You demolish that fence. You pulverize it. But with love. If I make the blue line just a little less saturated, it is kind of an eyesore even on this iPad. This is just something so I can get it quickly in and submitted. But it's definitely gonna have a backpack. We're gonna have the straps. What do we call those? Buckles. I'm going to look those up here real quick so I have a reference. I want to show off on my accounts here. Backpack. Buckle. Like I said, I don't want to just recreate the meme. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba da 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 da. There we go. Oh, there we go. Even perfect. Just something that shows me the strap with the buckle on there. Okay. Yeet. There we go. Alright, so you gotta make it a little more detailed. Especially since I want to make these into stickers too. Yes. If anyone happens by this, go check out Goat vs. Fish. Another friend of mine, we're editing stuff. We're trying to get his channel monetized. And he's been promoting me too, which I definitely appreciate. All right. This doesn't set off. If this doesn't set off anything in the comment section, I'm a little disappointed. But you know what? Saying that in itself is kind of like a troll shield almost. Like, oh, he actually wants the attention. Well, I'm just not going to give it to him. Huh? Owned. Show you. Yep. do want the attention. I do like me some attention. Like, why not? I like being entertaining. Even if people are laughing at me, it's still a win for me because I'm being entertaining. I'm not laughing with you, man. I'm laughing at you. Oh, well, okay, well, that's... So they're entertained? They're getting They're reacting to my stuff? Awesome. Yeah, it's just gonna be the backpack, no shirt. I want to show off. We're gonna show off the fuzzies. Whoever gets this. I mean, obviously first I'm gonna make it for Swig, so he's on there. And then I'm gonna immediately publish both versions and see if any of them get hits. May not both at once. I'll do one, and then several hours later I'll post the second one. And see if any of them gets any bites. Now something to work on top of the major commission I have going on here. Two of them, actually. One I'm still in the process of finishing. The large portrait of the person's persona, a friend of mine. Yeah, I wish I could do these faster, but hey, full-time job, gotta pay the bills. Gotta pay them fast. Oh yeah, he's definitely gotta have eyebrows. I mean, he's definitely gotta have the, you know, angry look going on here. Come on. Yeah, we don't need the buckles anymore. Yeah, not too angry, but just down low enough that he's like, yeah, he's got focus. He knows what he's doing. He knows what's going on. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Straighten out some of this stuff here. In fact, this is how we'll do it. Okay, sure. We'll do it that way. As long as it's a straight line there. Solidifying that. I can't wait to make some of the variants of this. I hope I find time to do it. I'm just not sure if I want to do the it's okay to be anti-fascism is okay, or I just want to have the okay on there. I'm not sure what's going to be more effective. I guess I'll test it out online and then see which one gets more favorites. That'll kind of be like my marketing test. Whether it's on DeviantArt, for Affinity, ArtStation, whatever. I don't care. Actually, it should be going like this. Yeah. Clean up the line work here, because this is still going to be line work we gotta use. Just not used to making it this blue. Alright, let's merge this down, adjust this a little bit here. Saturate it, desaturate it. There we go. Change the blue a little bit. That's better. Let me just clean up the line work here. Simple and clean. Let's see. Good reference going on. Let's start clean up all the little extra lips and clips here. And I would really want to do an example with squigs because it'll show the distinct style compared to everyone else. Because I think one of the reasons why this algorithmically generated images, mistakenly called AI, is able to reproduce the way it does is because so much digital art devolved into the same kind of looking stuff. Sometimes overly rendered, but just like, you know, very flat colors. The colors look with like out any kind of like texture. Most of the time they're just smooth. And you know, it's not disparaging any artist style at all. But you know, it's kind of like why it's almost like a trope when it comes to the Cal Arts scene, right? How many people criticize a show just because it has what is known as the Cal Arts style now? And it's like, and it's almost like they forbid their artists to go outside that a lot of times, it seems. Probably why so many break off the industry and do their own thing. Alright. Got the line work down now. Hide that shit. And then we're going to do a inside color. Boop. Continue filling. Boop, 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 boop. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, it's gotta have a backpack. Whoops. Ah. I don't want to fill it in the side of that either. I'm gonna make that a separate layer, just in case. So this is easier to clean up. But I need a better example of a backpack. On person. Someone looking away. Yeah, like that. That'll work. Just so I can get the general shape, you know. Looking away. Walking towards. How convenient this shit is too, huh? I mean, I could just put on my backpack and take a picture of myself. But that might take like 10 minutes. Here on Google, I can search images and take 20 minutes instead. Man, I had better luck with the first prompt. Hey, that's almost pretty much what I'm looking for right there. Boom. Insert photo. Benz. Yes.
Did you get to use your cutter yet?
Not yet. I plan on doing it though. Go versus Fish is on here.
Oh, there. Hi, guys.
Told him I'm still goat.
I thought you were fish.
No, I'm goat.
Oh.
If I was fish, I'm goat. I prefer goat. I like goat. As long as I'm not fence. As long as no one's a fence.
The problem is I'm goat, so I guess we're both goat. We're both goat.
Yes. I'm making the YCH right now.
Nice.
I want to get both versions done, just post them hours apart and see if I get any hits out of it. And then I'm going to make at least one example with Squigs, Weasel. And I guess whichever version gets the most favorites will be the one I try to focus on. Because I want to do, like you said, like I was telling you, I want to do one with just the OK. And the other one with Anti-fascism is okay. I think that one works better, too. That works good, too. Yeah, it's simple. It's not too long. Just getting details done here. Because even though it's a YCH, you still got to make it look like what it's going to look like. Because it's going to take maybe a day or two to get squigs done on there. And then I'll start putting the other characters on there. I'll have a few more. Okay. Let's make that reference. And then let's try this again. Let's fill this baby up. I don't know if I'll have time to do Squigs Weasel over it, but we'll see. I guess it would be ironic to do Mickey, but I don't know. Nintendo might sue me too if I do, like, I don't know, Yoshi. I should do Yoshi. Yoshi would be unexpected. Anti-fascism is okay. Anti-fascism is okay. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we'll take that line, we'll darken it up a bit here. There we go. You know, I'll add some details too, just once again to try to distinct it from any typical one. Do some cross-hatching work, shading there. I was like ready for a Falcon punch there. See, you don't see it in the video if he actually hits him or not. So yeah, he definitely didn't get punched. So he has no grounds. He has no grounds for assault or attempted assault or anything like that. In fact, it was self-defense if it hits him. I mean, he's basically threatening his life, you know. If you're supportive ICE, you're an accomplice to murder. In my opinion. Allegedly. I mean, how are you not, right? You see a bunch of people murder someone in cold blood, and you're like, I'm for that. Doesn't that kind of make you an accomplice? At least a little bit. At least morally. Ethically, I should say. Excuse me. Fuck morals. I mean, ethically, doesn't that make you an accomplice? Because you're inspiring and encouraging harm to other human beings unjustly. By being a supportive ICE. Oh yeah, if he's gonna have, we're gonna have fur out there, it's gonna be like going over the strap here just a little bit. So let's fix that up. Yeah. So just erase that bit a little bit. Man, I don't like how that turned out. It's too jagged. It's actually better that way there. Just want to be a little fuzzy, not a lot. There we go. Yeah, I was hoping I have some plans for furry music video again. I just hope I get to do that. I'm looking forward to finally putting those storyboards I did to good use. But you know, I got these projects here too that are like the ones that are getting support, so it's one of those things. You gotta prioritize. I gotta prioritize, like, what do I want? Do I want to make some money? Do I want at least potentially support myself on this? And, you know, do some more birds with legs. Maybe not keep coming up with new ones, because that can get old real fast. At least for me. You know, find the next thing. This might be the next thing. I don't know. For a bit. That's why I want to add the anti-fascism is okay, because the more I think about it, the more I want to lean on it, because that'll stick around a lot more than just okay. Because eventually, a year from now, people are like, what's that a reference to? What's that? Why is it just like okay with a punching face? Punching guy. So, you know what? I have made my decision. But I want to make at least squigs in this format. In both formats. And then make this a YCH. I'll make it like 4 slots maybe. Or 3 slots. Yeah, I'll make 3 slots. And really, when I do it this way, a lot of the detail work is done. I just have to redraw, either like, you know, I'll have to redraw like the head and maybe the paw in the front here. You know, depending on the species, I may have to redraw the fur to scales. I mean, that won't take that long, not for me at least. I can do that easily. I'll make adjustments as I need to, and just you know, convert the lines to black, and I'm golden as a goose egg. It's funny too, because like the birds with legs didn't take nearly as much effort as some of the other projects I did, and you know, they're the thing that sells the most. That's how it goes. Moment of inspiration, you act on it. It's kind of what I'm doing here now. I learned my lesson. You know, the first time it happened. Alright. Next thing comes along, you jump on that shit. You jump on it hard, you jump on it fast. This isn't like, I'm not a news organization where if I jump on the story first, it might get the most views and clicks, but I'll be the most inaccurate. I kind of wish I just did this traditionally, but hey, whatever. It just means it would just take a little longer. Less room for error, you know, harder to correct, harder to adjust actually when it comes to reskinning things. It's fine. All this is fine. Still a little too gooey. Turn down that stabilization. There we go. Zoom out. I don't want to get too close to zooming in. You get too hung up on details that no one's going to notice or will look weird at a distance. I gotta remember that. Gotta remember some of my lessons here. Well, I did work on, yeah, 400 DPI. For some reason it went down to 6 by 5. I wanted it to be at least 8 by 10. What the fuck, man? Come on. 8 by 2. 10.2. Come on, man. Oh, this is why we do a YCH version of it. Oop. Unlock that. Put that here. Move. My God, move. Also adjust the canvas the wrong way. 10.2, 8.2. Pull that up just a bit more. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. And let's move that up here just a bit so we can put the anti-fascism is okay. Yep. Actually, let's keep them blown up. Like I said, I want to make 2 versions, so we're going to make 2 versions. Add text. Okay. Make those pupils a little smaller, huh? I think I made it too big again. You know, that's the other thing about this video too. It's like, yeah, imagine if you're Renee Good's daughter and you go to the fucking school. So kids marching around with a fucking sign saying he supports your mother's murder. Or your mother's cold-blooded murder. Just the utter lack of sense and empathy. And once again, you think you're brave because you're in support of the state. Ooh, it's unpopular among my peers who know better, who have a little more sense in terms of, you know, do unto others. Therefore, I'm being silenced when they criticize me. And as I get brought on TV, I get to tell everyone what a victim I am, as I get to say the things I'm not able to say. I always love that. You love it. I'm not allowed to say this thing that I'm saying right now at this very moment. Not allowed to say it. But I'm saying it right now. And I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to say it. Cancel culture came for me. Did it now. Is that why you're still making money? You're still getting gigs? Because cancel culture came for you? Really? Who was the dickwad that got taken off the air again? Due to political reasons? Was it you? Or was it shitty Jimmy Kimmel in his shitty show? Was it you? Or was it multimillionaire, you know, Stephen Colbert? You know, had a popular night show. All of a sudden just pulled off. Because, you know, they don't have the billions of dollars to afford a lawyer in case they get taken up to court. Or they can't afford a little fine. How many businesses just pay fines as like the price of doing business when it comes to regulations and their ethics, their work ethics? You know, you want to tell me? You want to tell me how many of them operate under that? The cost of doing business? Telling me CBS doesn't have the money for that shit? Give me a fucking break. There's only 6 networks that control all the media. And the best we can do is just express ourselves here, and even that, if you go out of line, if you go out of the norm, you get a target painted on you. And they'll try to moralize over the shit that you draw. Even though some of the shit I may draw subject-wise may be ethically reprehensible if done in real life. That's the key word there. If it's done in real life. When it comes to fiction, when it comes to art, fantasy, expressing ideas, as far as I'm concerned, unless you're calling for violence against marginalized people, unless you're calling for actual action to be taken to harm others, it's all fair fucking game. Any restriction on the way you express yourself, any restriction in terms of law or social pressure, to me that's just tyranny. That's all it is. It's just tyranny. Be able to express yourself, write anything you want, draw anything you want. Your sensibilities be damned. No one's going to force you to look at it. No one's going to force you to pay to support it. And outside of, like, calling for some kind of, like, illegal action, it should just be illegal for any platform to bar you from doing it. And you know what? Where the line is, you know, it's encouraging harassment in the form of bigotry. So, you know, that's out the window, right? Can't have a bunch of fucking stereotypical harmful looking depictions of black people or gay people. Or, you know, minority superstitions. It's one thing to have a story about, you know, illegal act of being committed. It's another thing to have something that's advocating for that to happen. I suppose. We put this here. Yep. Can't help myself. I like filling things up with details. You know, it comes to fur and shit, thick fur, and then, you know, front here, it's just gonna have darker details. And I mean, unless it's, you know, pure white, at which point, you know, I just correct it. What's our time? 10:20. So all the serious stuff aside, you know, and anyone coming across this, how was your Motor City Furcon, huh? Huh? Was it good? You have a good time? You have lots of drink? Did you make some friends? I got to see some friends. Probably won't be able to see them a long time from now. Though, you know, all the other friends that moved before us, I haven't seen them for a long time either. You know, there's one I know is in Missouri. I haven't heard from him for a bit. I hope everything's going good with him. I really should message him, and it's just, it bites my ass, because so little fucking time sometimes, in these days, these working fucking days. And weren't we supposed to have a fucking 4-day work week at this point? You look in history, there's talks of that. I guess, you know, the powers that be might make a few $1 million less. So we can't have you spending more time with your family and thinking about shit. And how you can make me, maybe, improve things. And how your living conditions could be better. Can't be doing that. So, you know, 8 hour a day grind, 40-hour work week. No pension. I wonder how many of these boomers just, like, don't realize that no business has a pension anymore. And how many of them still have theirs. Well, if you don't like it, find another job. What job has it? What job has it? Was invested in your 401k. Oh, how long is that going to last? I know the idea is that your 401k fees get offsetted by your employer contributing, but a lot of people don't realize that. Some people don't even put in a 401k because of that when they do. Some people don't realize that it does have the highest fees, and that when they stop contributing, that's when it starts getting drained heavily. Warren Buffett, whatever faults he has, he's right. It should be in an annuity of some sort. You're not able to gamble away thousands of dollars on end every day. Get your ass into some kind of like annuity index fund or something. Not financial advice. This is not a financial advice channel. I do not give out financial advice officially. These are just thoughts and opinions. Do not take this as financial advice. There, did I cover my ass? There we go. Shade that in a bit. Shave in this hoodie here in the back. It's funny too how I have these cross-hatching tools, but they look so mechanical that as a resort you're just doing it manually still. So they look so much better that way. It looks so much more rougher and appealing to me. It really does. I wonder if you know, non-artists and other people feel the same way when they look at it compared to other works that would have it done with a pre-made brush of some sorts. Let's fix that strap there. Probably gonna clean up that chest a little bit here. I think it kind of went a little too hog wild with it. The idea of cross-hatching is that, you know, you're using the ink as shading rather than shading with graphite, so... Or maybe I'm just getting lazy right now. I should stop, work on something else. Unfortunately, I can't. See you after this. I gotta go to bed. And it's very important to me that this gets out there. You have to do an updated version a little bit here and there, and so be it. I don't care. I'll do it. Yeah, just curve that. In fact, this eye is way too big for what it should be, I think. Like right there. In fact, I'm thinking I'm seeing too much here. Let's fix this whole section. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah. Have to shrink his eye a little bit here, though. Yeah, that's fine. Fix his eyebrow again. There we go. That's more like it. Much better. Let's undo all this here. You know, people need to learn sometimes that murder's bad. Someone threatens you with murder, you gotta self-defend. Stonewall involved a brick, not words. Now, great man once said, riots are the voice of the unheard. It's gonna be something related to this month. I guess maybe I'm getting a little nitpicky here. Just trying to get those proportions right. I guess, yeah, that would be how it looks, isn't it? Okay. That's how it looks now. Hopefully I don't have a moment. Like, oh no, it should look like this. No, I already printed 100 stickers looking like this. No. Of course, I could just, you know, look up some examples, maybe give me an idea. Anthro, wolf. Toonie. Something that actually looks good. kind of what I'm at here. It's supposed to should be lower. Well, his nose is going like that. This is supposed to be like going in the back here. See, this is the example of like the learning never stops. Cheekbones. Yeah, feeling good about that. Except, oh, fix his ear here. Then we can go. Round it off a little bit here. Everyone's just flying back from the con. Everyone's sleeping. I get back here a few hours ago and already I'm just fucking getting right back on that horse. Put all those self-doubts to bed. Get to doing. Get to living and keep going. Don't stop. Alright, sticking this up here because ideally what I want is, you know, tufts of fur. Yes. And these being separate layers means I can just adjust and readjust and, you know, draw over, depending on what species it is, easily without having to erase a bunch of shit. And having a more powerful iPad kind of lets me have a little more, have more layers. Let's thin it out just a bit more. You know, I should try at least one more time. Let's try one more time with these fucking, I don't know, these fucking pre-made. How am I supposed to do this shit? Like that. Like, what is this Wheeler shit? Alright, fuck that. I guess, let's try, I don't know. Let's try light dense. See what I mean about looking more too mechanical and shit? I don't know if you can see that on the webcam. It just does not look good. I do like that. I do like the real inker though. I could probably switch the inking goodness on these. It's a little more rougher. Yeah, probably turn off the stabilization just a little bit more. Oh yeah, I do kind of like that more. So, you know, even though I paid $20 for these brushes, at least it has 4 good ones I like. And this area is going to be darker. And this area is going to be lighter. Basically, I'm just going to take the eraser and pick the inking goodness one. Go back over these. Oh. Oh yeah, I made a separate texture layer just for this. Whoopsies. Just merge that down. There we go, that helps. Yeah, this is our way of lightening it up. So again, making it a little more fuzzy. Even with fur, you still, I mean, depending on the color of the fur, of course, still get little patches of like darkness in there and stuff. Oh yeah, baby. You know what's great about this too is that no one can say it's just like, oh, just drew over it and didn't put any effort into it. You just carbon copies, just slap a persona on there. Oh. That's no, bitch. I did this in less than an hour. Because I know what the fuck I'm doing. Because I have an experience. Alright, bitch. Hypothetical person. I mean, I've seen some disparaging shit. You know what? I can talk about that for a bit. There was this game called Dream Daddy. And someone did your character here, where they took the cover of Dream Daddy, and they were going to put a bunch of personas on there, right? And they essentially just, you know, traced the images of the human figures, and they're going to replace them with furry ones. And people were thinking they were doing like this big call out, saying he was cheating, and he was copying, he was tracing. Therefore, it was a scam, and there wasn't any real skill involved. It's like, okay, bitch, then you fucking do it. Put your persona on there. Draw your persona on there. Do it. It's so fucking easy, right? You know what you're doing, right? Do it. People, all these people coming out that don't know anything about commercial art. I went through college with actual artists that work in the field, and those were some of the techniques they teach us to do. You're not, you know, not outright plagiarism, because that is entirely incorrect to do. Not outright tracing someone's work and saying it's your own. But when you're trying to draw something and it's supposed to look accurate, in this case, it was just going to be like an accurate version of the game cover. Like, what's the difference between him sketching out, resketching out a bunch of figures, right, from scratch, without any reference, which is impossible because he has to know what the fucking cover of the game looks like to do a furry version of it. So it's going to be there either way. What's the fucking difference? One just saves a little bit of time, and that's about it. And still gives you the same result. Even if you did it from scratch, it would have likely looked relatively the same if he's doing the same positions and the same poses and everything. I'm gonna say I'm copying here though. Beep 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 beep. That matters to me, really. But I think this is not original. I don't know what the fuck to tell him, man. I don't know what to fucking say. Sure thing, buddy. You confront me in person, then we'll talk, okay? You make a big scene in front of my table. And you get kicked out. And then, you draw a bunch of attention to me. Maybe. I'm not gonna like be hyperbolic and like pretend and fake it and pretend something upsets me. If something upsets me, I'll be upset. Maybe you'll upset me, and you can make that a thing, huh? And be like, oh, I made Craftyandy cry. Wah wah wah. I'm not in high school anymore, bitch. I don't have to fucking face a bunch of imbeciles who are gonna meme on me because I had a breakdown or some shit. Alright? Internet ends when I turn it off. And yes, there are exceptions of every rule, of course. Doxing is a form of harassment, in-person harassment. Calling people up, calling your work, or whatever. Yeah, let's get some fuzzies on that. On this end here. Yeah. There we go. Boom. Alright, we're gonna do this version. Put red here to highlight this area. There's 3 slots. Yeah, this will help me really clean it up. A little bit more, baby. Now let's get the background in there. Let's darken up the background. That way, highlights any other little floaties. That might prove a challenge when it comes to doing stickers. I'm going to link the Kyle Kalinske version of this video too, because no other commentary is worth it. Unless I can find one with no commentary, I ain't fucking around with it. I'm just going to find the timestamp, Kyle Kalinske's video, and link that there in the description. Alright. Now, it should make this easy. How the fuck did the green get on there? Actually, no, I mean, not to fix that anyways, because it could prove problems. There we go. I did use the steel pen, didn't I? I kind of wish I didn't. I mean, a steel pen's nice that it's like nicely and so solid, but I don't know if I like the blurred edges. I probably got to harden up those edges. Should have just stuck with the real inker, even though I have problems with that one too, because it doesn't go full black, and that's annoying. I have to kind of go over it twice. I don't know. Is there something I can do to make this a little more sharper? Like, what is it? It's motion filter. Shape. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I kind of like doing that. Kind of gives it a taper edge. You can do that. Grain. Just want to make it sharper. Tense glaze. How about light glaze? Kind of like that, actually. I want this to be a reset point. I want to save this. How about duplicate? Rename. Just so I know. And then we can go here. Reset. Okay, which one are we on? Yeah, Studio Pen. It's basically the same. It's basically the fucking same. Give me a break. I just want to, how do I get rid of the fuzziness? Why is it so fuzzy? Is that because of the source? I guess that's what it is. Fine. Whatever. I just want to get rid of these green tips. There we go. Garish yellow. Let's make this slightly bigger. Ah, fuck you too. Cancel button. There. I just kind of realized this is how the sticker's going to be. This is going to be the bleed. Funny story, there was a fucking teenager furry that was doing YCH characters for George Floyd. And, I mean, like, they're offering people, your character here, where your Furcona's knee be on the neck of George Floyd. Fucking, real psychopathic shit there, huh? And you know what? I won't say anything other than I'm just going to be offering the spots for this commission here, and that's where I'll leave it. I'll let people do the work for me. Spark a discussion if they have any. Yeah, this works for fur, but I'm going to use the regular inker for solid stuff and short fur. And let's make that frown just a little more prominent. And I guess we should just make those brows just a little more angry. Now let those two things at the end there. There we go. Now this is kind of off. This needs to go up a little bit more. I was hoping to have a little more time to do this and do Alex's commission here, but it's going to have to be tomorrow. But hey, now I have this like solidified, it means I could like juggle them now. You know, work on one of these, starting with Squigs, and then work on his commission in between that. I'll have some more time later this week. First, though, really do have to get caught up on some deep fat fried and goat versus fish. So that's my plan, is to do a goat versus fish, then deep fat fried, and switch between those two throughout the week and a little bit of the weekend. I think we're not going to have a... man, probably are going to have a game night. Crap. I mean, I like seeing our friends and everything. So, I know overall it's better to do a game night and just, you know, put a little delay on things here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna look back and be like, oh, I wish I would have spent more time with my friends. Wham. So, yeah. It's important to hang out with your friends every now and then. Because you don't know how long you have before you move away and shit. I always recall the interview with this director where he's mentioning, you know, when it comes to his wife and his family, he's like, I'm not going to look back and think, oh man, I could have done this movie, I could have done this movie, I could have done that movie. If I wasn't spending so much time with my kids and wife, he's like, I'm not going to look back and think that at all. So yeah, I do make time for my family. I do make time for my friends. Paraphrasing, you know, what he said, but that's essentially what he was saying. Just prioritizing, you know, time with his kid and his wife, because in the end, those are going to be the more precious memories for him, as opposed to his accomplishments career-wise. And I've tried my best to, at least I think I'm trying my best, to keep that mindset to some degree. So, you know, if something happens and my husbands need me, I'm not upset that I get pulled away from a project for a bit. Not bitter. Don't get bitter about it. Like, you know, I remember movies and shows a lot better when I'm talking about them with friends and family than in person, as opposed to just sitting in my lonesome consuming product. Yeah, let's shade the inside a little bit here. And lighten up these tips. And I think we should be golden to call it from here. And I have a hard time deciphering between that music, whether it's Earthbound or Undertale. Never got to play Earthbound. At least not to the end. I only got past the first town. And, you know, life just got in the way. College and working 2 jobs and all that shit. That was hilarious though. In the Earthbound game, in order to leave the town, you have to beat up the entire police station. The police chief says, I don't think you're tough enough to go out to the bigger world. You have to prove yourself. And so you, a 12-year-old boy with your bat, has to beat up the police chief as the main boss and all his goons. Okay, so this is our first version. Yeah, let's sign this shit. Put this right there. And then we're going to export it. PNG. Save the files. Where's the folder I made? Oh, there it is. Our project 2026. And what did I name this thing? Oh yeah, YCH. I'll try that V1. Alright, and now we make our second version. Select. Duplicate. that text. Anti-fascism is okay. Can we get some better font? Can we have like a scribble font? I'm only gonna get that in fucking Krita. Practically only gonna get it in Krita. So I guess gotta use this as a basis and I'll make my own. And yeah, we'll make it red. Super bleeder. And because I get paranoid about spelling, I better look up fascism. Just to make sure. Because I've seen too many tattoos with the wrong spelling, and just like I just think of what a nightmare that would be. Okay. Damn it. That shadow. I definitely am this for this. I'm all for this one more, but you know, in some ways you just gotta let the audience to fucking decide this. All right, probably have to shrink this down a bit too, so no one rips it off, I guess. All right, that's it for me. I'm gonna go to upload this and go to bed. Thanks for stopping by, those who did. Thanks for stopping by Goat versus Fish. I am the GOAT. Good night.